What's up? I promised I would talk about God Bless America tonight, and we're gonna get right to it. It's gonna be a little more organized, or my thoughts are gonna be a little more organized than what I usually do on here because I did do a written review, and I'll be referring to it as I go along here, basically following along with it. But you know, reading sucks for some people. But God Bless America is it's a new movie from Bobcat Goldwait. I I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. Or got Bobcat Goldwait. I don't know. We're gonna from here on forward. It's just gonna be Bobcat. If you don't know who Bobcat was, he was a big comedian in the '90s. He was on some TV shows and stuff, and he had this kind of like obnoxious voice. And I always thought he was not a very great comedian back in the day. Now maybe I need to go back and watch some of his stuff because the last two movies he's done I think are two of the best black comedies since Heather's, and black comedy is not easy to do. Um, but anyways, this one is available right now on demand, and you can catch it in theaters in May. I think May 11th. Who knows how many theaters? A lot of these movies that get released on demand first don't play in a lot of theaters. One example I can think of was Hobo with a Shotgun, which I thought sucked. I thought that movie was stupid as fuck. But that's an example. This is another one like that where it's just to kind of Red State. That's another example where it was like, it was in theaters. Like, really when? It's like really, if you wanted to see it, you could watch it on demand or whatever. Um, anyways, God Bless America. It's it's a buddy road picture kind of. It really is. You might not think that from looking at the trailer for it, which one I highly recommend watching the trailer. As much as I'm gonna try to sell this movie to you, I think if you watch the trailer, I think if this is a movie you're gonna like, you're gonna watch the trailer and really want to see it. So check out the trailer. But it's a buddy road picture, but it's kind of wrapped in like scathing satire and social commentary. And not to oversell it too much here, but right up front, I'm gonna say it's probably my favorite film of the year so far. Now, as you'll see from the trailer, it's about this guy Frank, who's played by someone named Joel Murray, who looks really familiar, and he looks the part. He's like a middle-aged divorced guy who gets fired from his job, and he gets diagnosed with a not cancer, a brain tumor, and it's pretty much like within the same day or whatever. Like just shit sucks for him right now, and he's depressed and he's disgusted with society. Like the shitty reality TV shows he sees on TV, the way people are just selfish and self-absorbed, and his neighbors making all this fucking noise through the walls, which I was basically those neighbors in the movie. But there were a lot of other instances where I could relate to him. Uh, so he's like on the verge of suicide, but then at the last moment he decides, I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill other people. Because after all, there's a lot of people that deserve to die more than him. And the film kind of that's the movie. It's him going on a killing spree. And the film kind of relies on our deepest, darkest fantasies, like where we would like to go kill these motherfuckers, and you get to see Frank kill like these fucking scum of society, like people that talk in theaters and Republicans, and it's just kind of cathartic fun for the most part. But it's not just that. I mean, it's not like a one-dimensional gimmick. Underneath like this very dark, violent commentary. There's a sweet friendship and a road picture at the center of it. Frank goes to kill his first victim, who is basically based after these brats that you'll see on this MTV show. I don't know if it's still on, but I think it was called Sweet 16. These little spoiled brat girls. Like basically the girl in this one, she's pissed at her dad because he bought her a brand new fucking awesome car or whatever it was for her 16th birthday, and she's like, it's not the right car. So he goes to kill her. This chick Roxanne, who's another high school student, sees it, and she tracks Frank down. She follows him after the murder, and she's inspired by Frank. She thinks he did a great thing. She hated this girl Chloe that he killed, and they kind of go on this like Bonnie and Clyde style trip across the country, killing people who like deserve to die. Um, there's a little ironic side note is they often disagree on who deserves to die because there's a huge age gap between Frank and this high school girl that joins him. So certain things that she might think is cool, he's just like, it's not cool. Like the way people are connected to their phones so much now, he doesn't get it, and she's just like, whatever, you know. Um, Now it is like a sweet little friendship. It's totally platonic. Um, but the film it doesn't like shy away from the fact that there's something inappropriate about that. Like this, it's kind of like a romance, you know. Um, but you know, instead of like just ignoring that, it kind of it uses it as an opportunity to point out how like the exploitation of teenagers as sex objects. It's like another problem with, and this is another thing that's wrong today. You know, the way kids are used as sex objects. Um, you know, there's just a sweet friendship between them that I think, you know, you're gonna have a lot of fun seeing them kill people who you wish, you know, people who double park or not double park, but you know, they take up two spaces in a parking spot, the parking lot. You know, it's great to see them kill these fucks, these people that are talking theaters and this and that. But there's the real joy at the heart and center is this kind of friendship that develops between two really likable characters. Roxanne is really cute and spunky, and Frank is, you know, he fills in for you. At least he did for me for the most part, except for I am the noisy neighbor. And you know Murray, he's a natural fit for this role. His face does half the acting for him. Um, the only thing I didn't really like about it was the ending. I thought the ending was a little flat and unsatisfying. It's just kind of uninspired. It's doing homage to a very famous flick in this kind of genre, which I don't want to name it, even though I already have. I don't want to give too much away, but it's homage, but it just I expected something a little better, like a final twist or something like an emotional sucker punch, sending it over the top, driving the film home. And it doesn't happen. Instead, it's just a very the ending of God Bless America feels a little lazy, and it's not up to snuff with the rest of the flick. I expected to be surprised, especially coming off of World's Greatest Dad, which I think you should really definitely check out. Like World's Greatest Dad, I thought had a really great emotional ending, um, and this one doesn't. This one has a really flat ending. And if you haven't seen World's Greatest Dad, it's on Netflix, so watch it, or at least it was. I think it still is. Either way, the ride along the way, I think it makes God Bless America worth the trip. And with these two movies, Bobcat, he's becoming one of my favorite filmmakers. I'm gonna definitely pay attention to any comedy he puts out, and I hope he sticks with these really black comedies because no one can do them right. They're done not even that often, but usually when they're done pretty poorly. Um, Very Bad Things comes to mind. The one with Christian Slater and these other dudes was fucking what's his name in that? I don't know. But you know, God Bless America and World's Greatest Dad, that's how you do these movies right. You have some heart to them and you have a point. Which you don't get out of a lot of flicks in general, let alone comedies. You know, you could do like, what Bobcat's doing here, this like dark, vulgar, irreverent shit, but it's not easy to do it well. Anybody could do it, but you can't do it. Not everyone can do it well, and Bobcat really nails it, or he's been nailing it at least over the last couple of years. So I hope to see more from him. Um, these movies, they have heart, they have something to say, and for as dark and vile and crazy as they are, there's at the center, it's there's sweetness to them, and I appreciate that. I really love it. Um, so uh, I did have one friend that I recommended it. I recommended it to a bunch of people, as many people as listen, because I really love this movie. Most of them who've gotten back to me also loved it as well. They thought it was great. Um, but there was one of my friends, Trucker Sean, who is a really cool guy. He didn't like it. He didn't dig it that much at all. And he was he's like, Bobcat just ripped off fucking Oliver Stone, man. This is Natural Born Killers, total ripoff. And I don't agree because yeah, there's similarities, but there's similarities between a lot of movies. It doesn't I think there's a big difference between the main characters in God Bless America and Natural Born Killers, and I think there's a big difference between the message of those movies. Yes, it's about two people that go on a killing spree and celebrate, and, the movies celebrate violence in a way, but they really don't. Neither of them do. But so was Bonnie and Clyde. But Bonnie and Clyde is not the same as Natural Born Killers either. They're all Bonnie and Clyde flicks, you know. These are all like movies that follow in Bonnie and Clyde footsteps, but they all find their own kind of path. And I feel like Natural Born Killers was a commentary on the media, and so is God Bless America. It's largely a commentary on the media. But I mean, Natural Born Killers is like the media is what makes people violent and makes people desensitized to violence, and it's what drove these people to become violent in a way, right? I mean, I remember it ended with that montage of like all these like violent news stories, and I don't know, kind of celebrated how people who did these things would become celebrities, and that's not really in God Bless America. And the characters in Natural Born Killers were not likable, and the characters in God Bless America are very likable. Now I like both movies. I'm just saying there's a big difference, I think. And God Bless America is more like them saying, "Man, yeah, the media sucks, but the media didn't make us violent. It's just all these everything in the world fucking sucks. So let's go kill everything." And then that's not a message I agree with or any normal person agrees with, but it's fun. It's fun to pretend, right? It's fun. It's kind of vicarious to imagine doing that. Like, I'm not saying I want to go on a killing spree. I'm just saying it'd be nice to fucking put people in their place. Like, shut the fuck up in the theater, or. Um, so I just I don't see that. I don't feel like they're the same, and I like them both. But anyways, God Bless America for me, one of the best films of the year. World's Greatest Dad, one of the best films of the last couple of years. So way to go, Bobcat. I never knew the guy had it in him. He has a real soul to him. He has something to say, and God Bless America. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot. There's a couple movies I missed so far this year. I still want to see Chronicle and this and that, but God Bless America is at the top for me. I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I like it that much. It's If the ending was better, it would have been 5 out of 5 stars. It's just a fun movie. It's a movie I feel like you could watch over and over again. Like if you're in a bad mood, you could watch it and it'll cheer you up. And it has these lines in it, like these like little speeches that Frank gives that I'll want to memorize and I want to be able to recite. So that's the kind of flick it is, I think. Watch the trailer. If I haven't sold you on it, watch the trailer. If that doesn't sell you on it, then it's not for you. If you like the trailer, you're really gonna dig God Bless America. So that's it. 4.5 out of 5. Watch it.